There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? It's money everywhere. It's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the Name. Hey, yo, what's going on right now? You're watching Casino is the Name, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about why it makes sense for people to pay $1,500 a month for an Airbnb for a one bedroom. Okay, just for not even just a one bedroom like apartment, just for a bedroom, and how you can maybe flip the script and make money on the other end, and why real estate prices are actually still low when looking at these different types of new ways that you can make money as a landlord or as a real estate investor or just a homeowner. All right, so let's say you were somebody moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and you had no, I don't want to say no money, but no credit. You didn't have any way of applying for an apartment and getting approved for an apartment. So you can't get into an apartment, but you want to move to Atlanta, Georgia. If you came here with just a car, and when I say Atlanta, Georgia, I mean anywhere in the metropolis area or whatever, anywhere in the Atlanta metro area. So if you came here with just a car and you can get on Uber or Lyft, you can make at least $200 a day. I think they're averaging $25 an hour. So, and I know even with Uber, with the gas prices, they're even giving drivers a few more cents per pickup or delivery for if for gas or whatever. So, if you came here with just Uber or Lyft, right, and you didn't have any way of getting an apartment, and you just was able to make $200 a day, people are actually coming here driving, making $200, $300 a day. Let's say you did an 8 hour shift and you made $200, and $50 out of that per day is going to, say, an Airbnb. So they're paying $50 a day, which may seem crazy for you to pay $50 a day if you really think about it. Or the way people think about it, they think it's crazy for somebody to pay $50 a day. That's too much. That's $1,500 a month. But when you really think about it, right? And let's say you made $200 a day, so $50 out of every day that you drive. Unlike having to get a job and waiting 2 weeks to get paid, you can cash out at the end of your day every day if you drive Uber or Lyft. I don't really know too much about Lyft. I think it's the same way, but you can cash out at the end of your day. So you go drive, make $250, you can cash out that day, take $50 out of that, and pay towards where you're going to stay for the night. Now, why it makes sense is, one, you need a place to stay, right? Let's just start there. You need a place to stay. So first, it makes sense because you have a place where you can sleep. It's heated or cooled, where there's AC, there's a heater, something where you don't have to sleep in your car and keep the car running or sleeping on the street. So first off, it makes sense because you have a place where you can sleep. Second is it's furnished, right? So if you were going to get an apartment, right? Because people say, well, that's too much money, right? But if you went and got an apartment, which, remember, you still can't qualify for an apartment, but we'll get to that. But if you were going to get an apartment, you would have to more than likely furnish it, right? Like, you can still need a couch, still need a TV, still need a bed, still need internet services. You still need all of that stuff. All of that stuff is provided already inside of that $50 a day or $60 a day, whatever you may be paying. But let's just say $50 a day. So if you're paying that, then it makes sense to have all of that included. You only have to cover the $50 a day. So, which will be at 30 days, that's $1,500 for the month, right? Sounds like a lot just for a bedroom, but remember, these things make sense because you can go drive and make $50 or $200, and that $50 is like, it's a fourth, right, of wherever you stand. But when most people move into an apartment, they require you make 3 times the rent. And a lot of people struggle with that part. They're trying to prove that they can make at least 3 times the rent. A lot of people make twice the rent, but there are many people who struggle to prove that they can gross 3 times the rent. And so when you're looking at $50 a day, and remember, that's just the rent, right? So at $50 a day, that's still not including needing the couch, the TV, the internet, all of those things that are provided, say if you were doing a Airbnb or short-term rental. So for that person who's coming here with no job and no way to get into an apartment because you don't have good insurance, or I mean not insurance, but good credit or things like that, it would make sense for you to get in the Airbnb and pay $50 a day, because all of these other reasons, like no need for a bed, no need to purchase a bed. It's already provided for you, TVs, internet. And remember, most Airbnbs allow you, if you rent in a room, and remember, we're not even talking about renting the whole apartment or house. We're just talking about renting a room in a house. And so most of them have a common area. So living room, kitchens, you still have access to all of those things. And you don't have to pay internet, you don't have to pay water bill, you don't have to pay light bill. All of that stuff is included inside of that $50 a day. So while some people are thinking, man, these numbers is crazy, imagine 1,000, I mean, 3,000 a month would be $100 a day. $100 a day at 30 days is 3,000, right? So that sounds like a crazy amount of money, but people are doing it because they can go out and they can still generate that $200 a day, $250 a day, $300 a day driving Lyft and Uber. Now, do they have to drive every day? Yeah, they have to drive every day, but people are doing it, and it may not seem like it makes sense to, I guess, the average person out there who has an apartment or a house, but it actually makes sense if you are in their situation. Like, there are times where it would just make sense that if you came here with nothing and you don't have a way of getting into an apartment, like even if you were a business owner, right? Most business owners have to show proof of income for the last 2 years. And if you started a business 6 months ago and it might be profitable or something like that, it's hard to get in there. So I know business owners who may drive Lyft and Uber just on the side, and they're able to generate enough to pay for where they live, on top of the fact that their business might be generating money too. So maybe that's another thing. But if they're making money every day, then it's like basically Airbnb and short-term rentals provide an opportunity for people to pay every day, or people who make money every day and cash out every day, or make money every week, to pay up or pay for where they stay at that way, versus trying to prove that they have a real job or something like that, an established job. So it's definitely a benefit, and it makes sense for a lot of people in those situations to be able to come and find a place to stay. Now, for people who are looking at buying property and stuff like that, who are looking at these houses, and the value of the houses is definitely going up and things like that. But remember, people are paying $1,700, $1,800 a month in certain situations for 2 and 3 bedrooms and stuff like that, apartments, right? Like small, like somebody said the average 1 bedroom apartment in Atlanta is like 1,500. So people are already paying that, right? But now they don't have other people staying with them and stuff like that. But usually if you're paying rent, you're still paying a light bill, you're still paying internet, you're still paying other things. So even if you're in a 1 bedroom apartment and you're paying, and the rent is 1,500, then the internet, the lights, the water bill, all of the other stuff, it could still push you into 1,800 a month, 1,900 a month. It just depends on whatever that situation is. But if rent is 1,500 a month, then that's just what rent is. And if you're in a situation where maybe you don't have an extra $1,900, $2,000 a month, it would make sense to go into a renting a room situation financially, it's easier to deal with. And that's just as an example, right? But a lot of people look at it like they're wasting money paying that much every day, but it's not really that case. But imagine if you're the investor, you're the person who's looking at investing in the property, right? Let's say you buy a 4-bedroom house, okay? Now, I don't know what the mortgage is going to be, depend on where you are and things like that. But let's say you buy a 4-bedroom house. That 4-bedroom house, and you're going to stay in one of the bedrooms and Airbnb the other 3, right? Now, let's say each room you were saying, okay, I want to make, let's say that 4-bedroom house, the mortgage on that, let's say a high mortgage on something like that. Let's say it's $2,300 a month, depending on how many square feet. But let's say it's $2,300 a month. That sounds crazy because the prices of houses is high. So, that's why $2,500 a month. Those numbers are crazy. My mortgage is only $1,350, or $1,354 or something like that. So to say, if I'm going to look at a place and for the same 4 bedrooms I currently have, and I'm going to pay $2,500 a month because the value of the houses have gone up, it sounds crazy when looking at what my current mortgage is, or what mortgages were, or even what people are paying to stay in apartments or things like that. But everything is going up. So a lot of people are just looking at the price of the houses and saying, man, that's way too much. But if you look at it from, say, an investment standpoint, even at $2,500 a month for a 4-bedroom house, and you can rent a room out for $50 a day, $60 a day. $50 a day, like I said, for 30 days is $1,500. For 2 rooms, 2 rooms in 30 days can generate $3,000. 3 rooms can generate $4,500. It would make sense. Now, of course, you'll have to take on roommates or short-term rentals. So, and maybe you don't rent it out for the full 30 days, which, trust me, you could absolutely rent it out for 30 days at $50 a day, $60 a day, $70 a day, $100 a day. Trust me, people need a place to go to, especially right now. And there's so many creative entrepreneurs or people who are who get money every day. They may be making $300, $400, $500 a day, but it's not in a traditional sense. So it's hard for them to move into apartments and houses and get loans on houses and things like that. But they still want to have a kitchen, a living room, a dining room. They still need a warm place to stay. So there are people who are definitely willing to pay $100 a day. God might be making $500 a day. He's definitely willing to pay $100 for a comfortable place to stay. And nice size big bedroom, TV, flat screen, living room, kitchen, all of that kind of stuff. So people are willing to pay that. But let's just say, worst case scenario, you're renting at $50 a day. And, if you rent out 3 rooms, you can generate $4,500. Now, if you go up to $100 a day or $70 a day, $70 a day is $2,100 for a month per room. So 3 rooms will be $6,300. You can definitely pay the mortgage at that $2,500 rate. You can double the mortgage, but why not buy another house then, right? You can buy another house and do the same exact thing. This is why both situations make sense. Can it make sense for somebody to come and live like that? Yes, absolutely. To pay for a room daily, absolutely, it can absolutely make sense. And does it make sense for you as an investor or a person looking at these high mortgages right now and deciding whether or not it's a smart decision to buy a house right now? Absolutely, depending on that situation. Like, of course, it's all situational, but when looking at the numbers can support. That's why I believe that the rising mortgages are going to continue to rise, because the renting market is getting crazy and the short-term rentals is going crazy as well. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that. Right now, you're watching Casino as a Name. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we are out. Hey, yo, what's going on? Right now, you're watching Casino as a Name, and if you wanted to know how I started my trucking business, I have an ebook called Big Shot, Hot Shot Volume 1, Own Your Trucking Authority. It's a great book 5-star reviews. The link will be in the description below. Go get that. Yeah.
Beat me up, Scotty. Me up, Scotty.
Me and her together, we just count it up. Money on my mind, I can't get enough. Don't play with my money, you don't want no beef. Cause I come from the bottom, I come from the street. When she first saw me, she said, who is that? When a man saw me, he called me a threat. I'm the one that really live with a rap. They ain't never did it, they ain't really trap.
You say you want to be successful. Well, what's stopping you? Can't nothing stop you from being successful except for you. You standing in your own way. I came from the bottom. I ain't know nothing but the grind. You can't tell me nothing about that. I caught the bus at Basin Street Projects in Tallahassee, Florida. You hear me? I used to think $1 million would last me my whole life. I'd have made that and spent that. $1 million ain't enough. There are hedge fund managers making $1 million an hour. You know, it's crazy, right? There's money everywhere. There's money in everything. I want to help you. Start your business today. Come join my royal family. Subscribe to Casino is the name.